What's going on, everybody? Watching the right now, we're watching Gary Russell versus Rayo Valenzuela. Russell is off to a good start. We're in the second round. On a little late. I was watching Sabril Matisse. He won by knockout in I don't know, like seventh round or something like that. But let me get set up here. Russell won the first round. We're a minute into the second round. Russell looks good. Russell's jabbing from the southpaw. Both southpaws, it's rare in boxing. It was hard for me to pick this fight. I mean, I bet Russell, but it's a tough fight to pick. Russell's backing him up with a jab. Got Rayo in the corner. Not much going on here in the second round. Rayo just landed a nice counter uppercut. Russell's been coming forward for most of the fight. Yeah, Rayo looks confused. I think he's just lost by Russell's speed. Russell's a lot faster. Rayo's trying to time him as he comes in, but I don't know if that Rayo has the power to do that. Rayo lands a nice body shot, but Russell just shoe shined him up against the ropes. End of round two. Probably Russell 2 rounds up. You got Gary Russell Jr. Looks like he's the lead trainer. That's weird. Yeah, Russell's even surprising me. I mean, this was a toss-up fight. I mean, I went all week back and forth on this. I didn't know who I was going to pick, but I ended up going with Russell. I love those Russell brothers. I don't ever bet against them. I bet against Gary Russell Jr. when he fought Lomachenko, but it's a little different. But Gary Russell looks good. Round 3 just started. Russell's probably up 2-0. Russell on the front foot, just way faster than Rayo. Jab. He's pushing Rayo against the ropes constantly. Jab. Rayo's backed in the corner right now. Russell's just picking his spots. I think Rayo's backing himself up, like trying to get Gary to open up and then time him with something, but I don't know if that's going to win you rounds. Now they're in the middle of the ring. Gary lands a nice straight left. Yeah, Gary's just working more. Rayo just looks confused in there. Gary pumping that jab. Like I said, very fast. Nice 1-2 from Russell. Rayo's just not throwing. Rayo goes for a 1-2, doesn't hit anything. Just make sure the volume's down on that. Rayo moving forward now. Gary hits him with a solid uppercut. Another uppercut. 1-2 from Russell. Man, Russell looks so good. Rayo hits a nice body shot. But for the most part, Russell's not there to be hit. Rayo hit him with a nice straight left. Nice body work by Rayo. Russell's pushing him back. Russell just jabbing, jabbing. They're in the center of the ring right now. It's round 3. Russell pushing him back with the jab. Right hook to the body, right hook upstairs. Rayo ties him up a little bit, but not much hugging in this fight. It's been very technical. Rayo's definitely a little taller than him. Yeah, Russell's pushing him back with a straight left, right combo. Right hook from Gary Russell. Lands off the glove. Coming down to the end of round 3. Russell, another solid round from Russell, though. Man, straight left, right hand upstairs. Jab to the body from Russell. And that's the end of round 3. So after 3 rounds, I mean, Gary Russell's up. Rayo's already got some marks under his right eye. They got the cut man in there working on him, and actually, it looks like Robert Garcia's doing the cut work too. I didn't know he's a cut man too. Or maybe I don't know who else is in there with Valenzuela, but like it doesn't look like Robert Garcia's the head trainer. It looks like he's the cut man for this fight, or I'm sure he's the chief second, but it just looks a little weird. But Russell's definitely winning this fight. I got him up 3 rounds to none. Valenzuela had his best round right there in the 3rd round. Maybe he's starting to catch up with Russell. He had to get the speed down, but I think he was very confused in the first 2 rounds. Yeah, I mean, total punches. Russell's already thrown 230 punches in 3 rounds. Russell comes out with the jab, pushing him back. Yeah, Valenzuela's on his back foot this whole fight. That's a tough way to fight. I mean, he did it worked against Pitbull, but like Gary Russell's a different beast than Pitbull. Gary Russell with a nice right hook downstairs, left hand up top. We're in the center of the ring now. Rayo just can't figure out how to get his offense started. He won't punch first for some reason, and it's the speed, man. Russell's so much faster than him. Rayo shoots a nice jab down to the body. That's good. That's not a bad idea. But Gary Russell's just, I mean, he's roughing him up when he needs to. He's a lot faster. He's got a lot better footwork. I mean, this might be the best I've ever seen Gary Russell look. Center of the ring, not much going on. Gary throws a few jabs out there. Nice 1-2 from Rayo, but Gary comes right back, just pushing him back. Lead right hook to the body from Russell. Nice jab from Rayo. Nice right hook, straight left combo from Rayo. Gary's just hitting him cleaner. And he's also got a lot more power behind his shots. Rayo's trying to stick off the back foot and jab. Russell's just kind of being a little tentative out there compared to the first 3 rounds. Rayo trying to push him back with the jab. Ooh, nice right hook by Rayo. Russell tries to come back. That was Rayo's best punch of the fight. Could be enough to win him the round. It was a nice lead right hook. Straight left from Rayo. I don't know if Russell kind of took this round off, but Rayo figured him out here. And man, I'd probably give that round to Rayo. Still very close, but they're showing Tank right now. They got the main event live odds for DraftKings minus 1,600. I think that's a great price. Go out and bet Gervonta Davis. I mean, he's just not losing this fight. I mean, I don't care how it goes. He's not losing the fight. I could definitely see him getting outboxed for, when a lot of people have been asking me how I think this fight's going to go. I think Davis will probably be down on the scorecards. He'll get outboxed for the first 6, 7, 8 rounds. But when he decides to step on the gas, he's just going to knock Roach out. It's just what he does. And I usually don't pick that for a guy. I think power punchers can be outboxed and Tank Davis can be outboxed. The point is, like, when he steps on the gas, he's not losing rounds. He's giving them away. And when he decides to put his foot on the gas, he's going to win the fight, I think. Round 4 or round 5 just starting here. I have it 3-1 Gary Russell. Gary Russell's pushing him back. Nice jab. Like I said, a lot quicker Gary Russell is. Tries to lead with a straight left, gets countered by Rayo. Rayo's pumping the jab. Larry Hazard's scorecard has Russell winning all 4 rounds. I thought that last round was pretty close. Rayo's pumping the jab out there. Rayo's definitely coming on. It's just the eye-catching shots, the speed, the footwork of Russell is, I think, what's running in these rounds. Russell, nice straight left down to the body. Rayo pumps out a nice jab. Ooh, Russell with a nice power jab. Snaps the head back of Rayo. He's right up against the ropes again. This is where he was the first 2 or 3 rounds. Beautiful straight left hand from Russell. Beautiful straight left hand. Rayo circles out. He's in the middle now. He's actually backing Russell up a little bit here. Tries to lead with a straight left, straight left doesn't work. Russell's just trying to time him now. Now Russell gets the jab going. Not really landing. Nice straight left from Rayo. Russell's got Rayo backed up in the corner again. He's spending a lot of time off his back foot, and I got to think that's going to tire him out later. But, I mean, definitely ring generalship is going all to Gary Russell, and the clean punching's going there too. Russell's got him up against the ropes again. Beautiful left hook from Gary Russell. Right hook to the body, left hook upstairs. Rayo's not doing much, man. When he gets he backs himself up to the corner, then he doesn't do anything. And he's definitely the taller guy. It looks like he might have longer arms too. Nice right hook to the body from Rayo. Right hook upstairs for Gary Russell. Nice left hook to the body from Rayo. Attempts an uppercut that partially lands. Gary Russell, they're in the center of the ring now. This is where Rayo needs to be. Rayo throws a nice 4-punch combination, ends with a left hook downstairs. Oh, Gary clocked him with a right hook right at the end of the round. Close round, but I give that one to Russell. My scorecard, I got Russell up 4-1. I'm sure Larry Hazard's going to have him up 5-0. But, I mean, Russell looked very good early. These last 2 rounds have been kind of close, but you could argue that Gary Russell won every round. But I'm giving Rayo the 4th round. So my scorecard, 4 rounds to 1, Gary Russell. Gary Russell looks great in this fight. I watched him struggle a few fights. Like, what's up, Gino? I watched him struggle against Rancis Barthélemy. Um, he obviously didn't look good in his last fight. And the thing I worried about with Russell is now him and his brother were undefeated, and then their dad passed away, and Gary Russell Jr. lost his next fight, and then Gary Antoine Russell here lost his fight. It's just something that you could look at, but starting round number 6 right now, Rayo needs to figure something out. His game plan's not working, and he's got the best trainer in the sport, trainer of the year, Robert Garcia. And like I always say about Robert Garcia, they don't train much defense there. And when you're fighting a guy that's faster than you, who's probably stronger than you got to figure out how to fight defensively and maybe time this guy. He did it great against Pitbull. He's not doing it tonight. He's in the center of the ring, but Gary's pushing him back. Gary just like 3-4 jabs. They don't land. Then it just 1-2, 1-2. At least one of those punches landed out of 4, so he's doing pretty good. Gary's just so much faster than him. Like I said in the beginning, 2 southpaws here too. You don't see that a lot in boxing, especially not at a high level like this. Gary just popping out that jab, staying busy. In rounds where there's not many punches being landed, like you're going to give these rounds to Gary Russell. Yeah, Rayo's his left eye's all beat up. He's trying to time Russell when he comes in. He's just not successful with it. And Gary's just coming in. Some of his punches aren't landing clean, but he's throwing a lot. Oh, nice right hook to the body from Gary Russell. Left hook to the body from Rayo as Russell comes in. Good jab from Gary Russell. Good jab from Rayo. Straight left to the body by Gary Russell. Snuck that in there. Rayo tried to come over the top with the left hand. That's not a bad idea. Nice jab from Rayo. Jab and then a left hook downstairs from Rayo. That was nice. Oh, beautiful 1-2 from Russell. The straight left landed clean. Cleanest punch of the round. That punch will be enough to win him the round so far. We got a minute left to go in the round. Not much going on here. They're just kind of dancing around. Russell's just jabbing them and pushing them back, jabbing them and pushing them back, even if it's not landing. Rayo's backing up and not throwing anything. Russell just went for a huge straight left that didn't land. Rayo gets on the jab, 1-2 that doesn't land. And Rayo, there's nothing behind these punches from Rayo. I think he's afraid of overcommitting and getting cracked by Russell. They both trade jabs. They both land. Rayo tries a huge right hook that misses by a mile. He's got Gary backed up now, but Gary circles off. And that ends the round. Another round for Gary Russell. That's the way I see it. I got him up 5-1 now. Man, it's just weird. Like I didn't know this about Rayo, but like it doesn't look like Robert Garcia is the main. Like I don't have the volume up, but Robert Garcia is not giving him the main instructions. I don't think he's talking to him, but there's another guy in the ring, and I don't know who it is. I don't know if Rayo is trained by his father or something like that. See the highlights from this round. Maybe some of these punches landed a little cleaner. Yeah, Gary's landing really clean, and there's more power behind it. He's winning. So when you got clean punching, effective aggressiveness, defense, and ring control, but that's how you judge a fight. Gary Russell's winning all 4 of those criterias right now. Gary Russell's already got him against the ropes, 10 seconds into the round. Rayo tries to jab himself off the ropes. Gary Russell, beautiful right hook to the body. I think Rayo felt that one. Larry Hazard has Russell winning every round so far. I'm not going to argue with that. Russell's just jabbing him across the ring, pushing him back. Nice jab to the body from Gary Russell. Uh, nice jab from Rayo. They're in the center of the ring now. Gary just pushes him right back to the. He pushes him back with two jabs. That's all it takes to push Rayo against the ropes. Rayo shoe shined him off the ropes and turned and spun out. That was a good move. Gary goes downstairs with a right hook. Gary Russell jab. Rayo's trying to push him back now. Russell hits him with a right hook to the body. Just standing right in the center of the ring, just kind of staring each other down right now. Gary just moves forward and boom, he's got him up against the ropes again. Not even landing a punch, not even throwing a punch. He gets him up against the ropes. Gary just trading jabs in the middle, just gauging each other out. No one's really, nice overhand left by Valenzuela, but nothing behind it. And then Gary comes back with his own that landed a little cleaner. So all these like mini exchanges, Gary Russell's winning them all. Even when he gets hit, his counters are more effective. I mean, Rayo just looks confused in there. He can't get going. But like I said, this is the best I've ever seen Gary Russell. And Gary Russell's a really good fighter. But, I mean, especially against the caliber like this, I mean, Rayo might be the toughest opponent he's ever fought. Yeah, Gary's just got him against the ropes. They're just not throwing much. Gary with a nice 1-2. Beautiful right hook upstairs from Gary Russell. Straight left upstairs from Gary Russell. Right hook to the body. Left uppercut. Left over the hand. Or left over the head. Man, uppercut from Gary Russell. Rayo just can't get off of them damn ropes. Now he's got himself back in the corner. Lands a beautiful right hook counter off the corner. Doesn't phase Russell at all. Now Russell just backs up. 1-2-3 combo from Gary Russell. Nice left hook to the body from Rayo. And a nice 1-2 to end the round for Gary Russell. Another solid round from Gary Russell. I mean, I picked Gary Russell to win, but like I'm shocked at the way he's winning. Gary Russell Jr. probably giving him some good instructions. I can't hear what he's saying. I'll just assume they're great instructions. He's one of the smartest fighters in our sport. Yeah, man, that Russell landed like 7 or 8 shots, and Rayo didn't land one when he was up against the ropes. That was the best moment of the fight for Gary Russell. Best moment of the fight for either fighter. Gary Russell don't even look like he's breathing hard. We're going into the 8th round right here. Rayo better figure something out because he's not thrown with enough power to be able to knock Gary Russell out, and he probably already needs a knockout to win this fight. Gary Russell just runs to the center of the ring, and Rayo backs himself up into the ropes. Now he circles off. Jab from Gary Russell. 3 jabs in a row from Gary Russell, just trying to push him back. And Rayo's moving back. Ooh, Rayo just threw a big straight left that missed, but he's trying. I think he's getting some urgency. You know, Robert Garcia is probably telling him he's down. Nice jab from Gary Russell. Nice jab from Rayo. They're in the center of the ring right now. Rayo just hasn't been able to keep the fight here. And whenever Gary Russell decides to, he pushes Valenzuela back. He's just throwing 4 or 5 jabs. He's just putting them out there, but like Rayo's not doing anything. So he's winning rounds. It's like Willie Pep used to win rounds without throwing a punch. But that's kind of what Gary Russell's not landing at all, but he's winning. He's winning these little exchanges. Nice jab from Gary Russell. 1-2 from Russell. Not anything behind Russell. Russell's kind of taking his foot off the gas. Probably making sure he doesn't gas himself out. I could be giving this round away, but still winning it. Nice right hook downstairs, right hook upstairs from Gary Russell. Jab from Rayo. Jab from Russell. Jab downstairs from Rayo. Nice left hook to the body from Rayo, but he gets countered with an uppercut. That uppercut's there all day for Gary Russell because Rayo's leaning over his front foot a lot. Ooh, nice 1-2. Right hook, left hook to the body from Gary Russell. Rayo lands a decent right hook, but Gary Russell just comes back with a 1-2. Anytime Gary Russell, that's like amateur stuff. Anytime, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, like amateurs, like you get hit, you got to get it back. Anytime Gary Russell gets hit, he comes back and he scores and he wins those mini exchanges. Rayo just popped him nice, but then Gary comes back with a 1-2, another 1-2, another 1-2. He just threw jab straight left four times in a row. I think he might have knocked the mouth guard out of Rayo. Somebody lost their mouth guard. Harvey Docks got it. Nice uppercut from Rayo. But then Gary comes back. Rayo's trying, but I just don't think he's doing enough. Gary Russell's looking really good here. I got it. I only got one round for Rayo, so I got it. It'd be 7 rounds to 1. So I mean, Rayo already needs a knockout to win, and good luck knocking out Gary Antoine Russell. Gary Russell Jr. just working his ass off in the corner. I mean, I'd love to see that guy get back in the ring. I love Gary Russell Jr. Groundhog Gary, they call him. He fights once a year. I don't think he fought within the last year, though. Man, these punches that they're showing the highlights right now, like these punches that Gary Russell's are landing, they're just so clean. They're crisp. He's so much faster than Rayo. Like, everybody went nuts when Rayo beat Pitbull, but Pitbull's, I mean, I really don't think Pitbull's that good of a fighter when you're talking about top fighters. Yeah, Larry Hazard has Gary Russell winning all 8 rounds. I have it 7-1. They got it 8-0, but Gary Russell's winning the fight. It's very simple. Right hook from Gary Russell, just backing Valenzuela up again. Yeah, Gary's thrown 625 punches to Valenzuela's 300. That's not going to win you too many fights, Rayo. And I'm just shocked that he trains with Robert Garcia and his offense is not that good. I mean, if anybody saw what Virgil Ortiz did last week, I mean, that's the same trainer. Ooh, beautiful uppercut by Rayo. Caught Russell coming in, kind of knocked him off his balance a little bit. This might be a round where Gary Russell's taking off. Just kind of jabbing off his back foot. Rayo throws a huge straight left that misses, and Gary Russell makes him pay. Russell with a jab, 1-2. Russell's got him up against the ropes again. Just 1-2. There you go. Rayo circles off. That's what you should do. Jab to the body. I mean, I think at this point you got to give up on the body work. You got to go for headshots. But, I mean, it's easier said than done because he's getting smoked. Yeah, his face is all it's not bleeding really, but it's beat up. Yeah, Gary Russell's shoe shines him off the back foot. Rayo's pushing him back now. Beautiful right hook to the body. Might have been a little low from Rayo, but Russell comes back with a right hook. Beautiful straight left. Beautiful straight left. I mean, he's leading with these straight left hands. And now Rayo's up against the ropes again. Ooh, beautiful. Just 1-2s all day for Russell. It's simple stuff. Right hook from uppercut from Russell. Left uppercut from Russell. Russell just jabbing him backwards. He lands one jab, and Valenzuela backs all the way up to the corner. Right hook from Russell. Wow, Gary Russell he looks unreal. He looks unreal. So that was the end of round number 9. I mean, yeah, it's probably a shutout, Gino. But like I said, I'd like to, especially when I bet one guy, I like to give pity rounds to a fighter if it was close sometimes. But yeah, outclassed definitely. Gary Russell is a different beast. And I forgot who it was, but like I think it was Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis is one of the greatest fighters in the world right now, and Gary Russell beat him like 4 times in the amateurs. Yeah, yeah, like maybe one round, but I mean we'll see. So yeah, start around number 10 right here. So Rayo needs a knockout. It's just I don't even know where to tell him to start because Gary Russell is so fast. Gary Russell's also a knockout artist. So I mean, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but like Gary Russell just backing him up, backing him up. Yeah, Rayo's just in survival mode right now. His face is all beaten up. I mean, this was a true pick 'em fight. I mean, there's a lot of people that thought Rayo was gonna win because uh get embarrassed in his last fight. It was a split decision, but like, power punches last round, Valenzuela was 4-12. And he knows he's down on the card. So he's trying to hit Gary Russell. He can't find Gary Russell. Like, this is Gary Antoine Russell. He don't fight like his brother. And he's fighting like Gary Russell Jr. Just 1, 2, 3 jabs and a straight left. None of them landed, but Rayo's not throwing anything. Gino, how's my volume? Can you hear me okay? Still getting used to this mic. Sometimes it's a little off. Nice jab from Gary Russell, backs him up. Yeah, Rayo's just surviving right now. He's backing up. Anytime they get to the center, Gary Russell just throws 2 jabs and backs him right back up. Now they're in the center. Rayo's trying to push him back. Gary Russell just throws a jab down to the body. Um, Rayo just threw a real slow straight left that didn't even come close to landing. Man, the hand speed is just unreal from Gary Russell, which he's a Gary Russell. That's what they do. Gary Russell popping the jab, even off his back foot, just popping the jab. I mean, Gary Russell, what he's doing is very basic. It's just he's so good at the basics. Jab, 1, 2. Like he's not doing much more than that, but it's just everything he does is 100%. Rail's trying to back him up now. Gary just gets him off with a jab right hook again, and then a 1, 2. Jab up the middle from Gary Russell. Even when Valenzuela comes forward, he's scared to death. Decent 1, 2 from Rayo, but it just doesn't land clear. Yeah, and that's the end of the round. I mean, now we're going 11 rounds. They're showing Tank Davis warm up. There you go, Tank. I'm not a huge fan of Tank, but I am a huge fan of him as a fighter. Like, I really think he's an all-time great. His resume is not going to show it, but I have eyes. I can see how good the guy is. And I don't think there's anybody out there at 135 besides Shakur. I would pick Shakur to beat him in a fight if they fight. When they fight, they're going to fight. It might be 3-4 years down the road. They're going to fight. But I'd pick Shakur to beat him just because I'll always take the boxer in a boxer versus puncher matchup, and at that high of a level. Tank's not going to knock out Shakur Stevenson. People land like 10% of their punches against Shakur Stevenson. All right, so start around 11. Ray on his back foot again. Gary just 1-2. Gary Russell 1-2, 1-2. Little hook off the jab. Rayo's just not throwing much. Tries to throw a little jab to the body. Tries a 1-2. It doesn't land. Another 1-2. It doesn't land. And Gary comes right back. Ooh, nice left hand over the top from Gary Russell. And a couple of right hands as well. Some of these punches for Gary Russell are landing on the gloves, but they're landing on the gloves and then they're hitting back into his face. And that's why Valenzuela's face is all fucked up. Valenzuela's getting some work off here, but Gary Russell just doing more. Right hook from Rayo doesn't land. 1-2 from Rayo just looked really slow. Man. And Gary Russell, he ain't tired. This is the 11th round. Like, he looks like he can go another 12 rounds. Easily. Like, I'm telling you, watch out for Gary Russell at 140. If this is the way he's beautiful left hook or left uppercut from Rayo. But then Russell comes back with 5 or 6 punches because it doesn't do anything. Beautiful straight left from Gary Russell, one of his better punches in the fight. Uppercut from Gary Russell. Man, anything he wants to do. Right hook to the body. Straight left from Rayo. Left uppercut from Rayo. But it's all off his back foot. There's not much on it. They're kind of just staring at each other in the middle of the ring now. Gary's backed up, but it seems like he wants to be back there. Rayo has never really backed Gary up. There's just been a few times where Gary just backs up himself. Maybe conserve his energy, whatever, but like maybe trying to get Valenzuela to open up so he can knock him out. But this is a new version of Gary Russell we're seeing. Beautiful 1-2 from Russell. Man, Valenzuela just way outclassed here. He looks tired. His face is all beaten up. So he's fighting off the back foot and he's getting hit a lot. Both of those things take a lot of energy out of you. Now Gary Russell's throwing hooks in there because he ain't scared. And he's just throwing lead hooks in there. And like, he's not afraid of what's coming back. He's not really going for the knockout, but this is the Gary Russell I'd love to see. I don't want to see the one who struggled against Rancis Barthélemy and then had to get a knockout at the end to win the fight. Like, he might have been maybe up on the scorecards, but it was close. But give me this fight right here. I mean, there ain't many people at 140 who are going to beat this guy if he fights like this. Like, this Gary Russell, I would definitely favor over Teofimo Lopez. Definitely. I would definitely favor him over Subriel Matisse, who I just watched get a knockout earlier. Shout out Subriel Matisse. But Groundhog Gary giving him good advice again. Great corner work by Gary Russell's corner as well. It just Harvey Doc just called a timeout to start the 12th round. I think they're looking at Valenzuela's eyes. There's no cuts or anything. There's just a lot of swelling. He's fine. Yeah, they're gonna have him touch gloves. Yeah, the fight's back on. But so yes, they're starting in the center of the ring, just trading jabs. straight left from Gary Russell, straight left, and then a right hook. I, I mean, he's so fast. He gets those two punches off before Rayo can even throw a jab to disturb him. Rayo's not doing much, man. He's just in there to survive. He's been like that for a couple rounds. I don't blame the guy. Gary Russell just kind of standing in the middle of the ring, letting Rayo come to him, but Rayo's just kind of backing himself up. Um, yeah, no one's really landing here in the 12th round. And Gary Russell don't have to do nothing. Like, there's a lot of people out there, the casual boxing fans will say, go for a knockout, go for a knockout. No, he won all 12 rounds of this damn fight against the world champion. Well, interim, whatever you want to call him. It says on the thing there's lightweight world or super lightweight world champion. So, man, Rayo just can't land anything. And Russell's winning this round, and it might be his worst round of the fight. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be 12-0. It's probably going to be 12-0, Gino. Yeah, they're just not doing much. But man, a right hook to the body from Gary Russell. Nice jab by Rayo. He's just terrified to throw combinations because, like, Gino, just to explain to you, like, Gary Russell is a knockout artist. I mean, I think he's only got one or two fights on his record that aren't knockouts. And he usually doesn't fight like he doesn't box this well. So he definitely has power in his back pocket if he needs it. And Rayo's terrified of it. But this is what I like to see. Like, he's not giving it all on his punches. He's just hitting the guy, but he's hitting him clean and he's beating him up. And the guy's terrified. Yeah, Russell just keeps going and going. Like, I'm telling you, like, this is the way his little, I think he's a younger brother, Gary Russell Jr. fights. And Russell Jr. fights at 130 or 126. And this is how he fights. But those guys can go all the time because they're not putting everything into their punches. Ooh, nice straight left from Rayo. And that's going to be it. Ray, I don't like to see that. Rayo just on the top of the ring post and put his arms up. Like, dude, like, you survived, but like you arguably lost all 12 rounds. I mean, it if he won one of those rounds, it was like one of the first two rounds or something. But like Gary Antoine Russell, that was by far the best I've ever seen him. And this might have been his toughest opponent. I love what I see from this Gary Russell. And I didn't know how he'd do in this fight because, you know, the passing of his dad. I think the Puello fight was his first fight without his dad. And he lost. He hasn't been that active, but God, he looked good in this fight. Because I mean, if you go back and you watch Rayo versus Pitbull, this is almost what Rayo did to Pitbull. It's just Pitbull landed a lot more than Rayo did in this fight. But I'll tell you what I would love to see at 140 is, I mean, it's not going to happen, but like him versus Teofimo Lopez, I think he'd beat Teofimo. Teofimo does not have the volume to keep up with Gary Russell. I think, you know, and Gary Russell might be more athletic than Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo Lopez is a hell of an athlete. CompuBox here. Gary Russell threw 957 punches to 443 for Rayo. Both landed about the same percentage. They're going to read off the scorecards. I can't hear it, but I mean, sure, Gary Russell won. I heard a 120, 108 in there. There's your 12-0, Gino. Yeah. And the new Gary Russell. Bringing the belt back to, I believe they're from D.C. area. Yeah, Rayo just get the hell out, got the hell out of the ring. Just a bad performance. Look, sometimes like that doesn't tell me how good or bad of a fighter Rayo is. It just tells me he's a terrible matchup for Gary Antoine Russell. That's all it means. Valenzuela will be back. He'll be back against some top guys at 140. It's just like this is where you're at. Like, have him fight like, I don't know, Arnold Barboza's fighting Tiafimo, but like maybe Jack Catterall. Valenzuela versus Jack Catterall. Set that up. Gary's on the mic right now. I guarantee you he's saying something about his dad. Got Gary Russell Jr. right behind him. The ring announcer looks like Pat McAfee. Yeah, so Gary Russell's in the ring right now, giving his victory speech. Just a hell of a performance. Never seen him fight like that. Even when he was getting all of his knockouts and everything, like I try to tell people all the time, like beating somebody 12 rounds to none like that is way more impressive than losing 4 rounds or so and getting a knockout in the 11th round. It's way more impressive to me. You know how hard it is to do against a guy who was a world champion. You just took the belt from him. You won 12 rounds to none. You can't get any more decisive than that. Yeah, he just pointed up to the sky. Yeah, he's saying something about his dad. Yeah, man, just fucking great for Gary Russell. Great for that family too, because Gary Russell Jr. is not fighting much. He's really the only one they got left going, and he's a world champion. Gary Russell. So now we got Tank coming up next. And they probably won't make us wait that long. I mean, what time? 30? Yes, Gino. Of course I got Tank. Of course I got Tank. I'm not stupid. I mean, some websites I got him at 15 to 1, 16 to 1, all the way up to 25 to 1. Yeah, that's what I see. Like, yeah, tanking about, yeah, right around there. It's just with Tank, it's whenever he wants to put the foot on the gas. If he decides to do it in round 3, he could do it. It's just he usually doesn't do it. Like, fighters are always dangerous early. And Lamont Roach is probably bigger than him. Even though he's a weight class lower, he's probably bigger than him. He can knock out Tank in the first 3 rounds or whatever, but Tank, he stays away. He doesn't throw like any punches in the first 2-3 rounds. He judges distance. He gets your speed down, because if he's not throwing punches, he's very good defensively. you're throwing punches, you're winning rounds, but he's downloading all this information, and you can't download any information because he's not throwing anything. So whenever Tank decides to throw something, that's why he's the most accurate puncher in the sport, in my opinion. When he decides to throw, you have nothing to go off. You can't. He's been reading your speed the whole fight. You're not reading his speed. So it's a genius thing to do. Um, as long as you get the knockout. Now, the one thing I think that could happen to Tank that can't happen to Shakur is if a guy's up, if he gets up like 6 rounds. I mean, Raleigh Romero won every round against Tank. And Raleigh Romero has become a meme in this sport. I mean, I like Raleigh. I think Raleigh's a good fighter, but Raleigh won like every round against Tank until Tank decided to go knock him out, and he went knocked out. And that's just what he does. Because if you're fighting Tank and you're winning rounds, you're like, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Frank Martin in his last fight, like everyone's like, dude, Tank looked amazing in that fight. Tank looked amazing. They forget Frank Martin won a lot of those rounds, but it's just the way that Tank fights. You have to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not. I just keep saying it about Tank. He's not losing rounds. He's giving them away. He's giving them away so he can download all the information because you have to be on the offense. Somebody's got to throw, and Tank will just sit there and not throw. So you got to throw. He's going to read what you're doing. He's going to get your timing down. He's going to have the distance, and he's going to come knock you out. It's just what he does. It goes against everything that I do not like that at the top level, because I think eventually you're going to face somebody who's defensively sound enough to win those early rounds and then just literally run away from you for the last 5 rounds. Win the first 7 rounds, win 6 out of 7 of them or whatever, and then all you got to do is win 1 out of the last 5 rounds, and that could be the downfall of Tank, but I don't see anybody being able to do it. And he's in the best weight class, I think, ever in boxing history right now. The 135-pound division right now is the best weight class boxing has ever had. With Keyshawn Davis, you got William Zepeda out there, you got Shakur Stevenson, you got Andy Cruz, who beat Keyshawn Davis 4 times in the amateurs. You got Abdullah Mason coming up, who might be better than all of them. Abdullah Mason's 20 years old. He might be better than all those guys I just mentioned. Raymond Muratala's in there. It's just, I just want to see these guys start fighting each other. I mean, I honestly don't think we're going to get Tank and Shakur for another 2 years or so. I think we'll get like Davis versus Tank before that, because Keyshawn Davis was from Virginia. Tank's from Baltimore, which is why I busted out this shirt that Burn got me, Gino. It's a wire shirt. So shout out Baltimore. Hey, there's my man. They got Denim Dan in the freaking arena. He's not wearing his denim, though. Joe Goosen. I met him at the Boxing Hall of Fame last year. He was wearing that same exact suit. We got this sick-ass picture with Joe Goosen, Jim Lampley, and Butterbean. Who the hell's got them 3 in a picture together? So, yeah, they're showing the highlights right now of Tank versus Rolly. Poor Rolly. And Rolly's a 140-pounder. Rolly can crack, too. And, yeah, Rolly was looking good. And then he just ran into that left screw uppercut hook. Oh, my God. Man. I mean, Tank's just an amazing fighter to watch. That's why he's so popular. That's why everybody hates Shakur. I love Shakur, but I'm just biased to the sweet science. I love seeing fighters outbox the other fighter. I love it. But what Tank's doing is just something different. His ring IQ is just as high as Shakur's, even when he loses rounds. Like I said before, like he's just giving those away. He's giving those away. He's doing what he needs to do to win. Tank's ready for his walk-in. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna get this thing going real quick. Wow, Amari Cooper's in the building. Roll Tide. See who else we got. PJ Tucker. Jeez, there might not be anybody there if they gotta show PJ Tucker. Yeah, they did have some beef. Fabulous is in the crowd. Nice. Um, they kind of have beef, but I think that's all. I think that's all for the media attention. I really don't think they have beef because Jake Paul's in the house. I'm a fan of Jake Paul. I'm one of two or three boxing fans that likes the guy. Um, yeah, Jake's in the building. But I mean, I guess they kind of got beef, but like Floyd took care of him when he was young and up and coming. He showed him the business side of boxing. That's why, like, PBC's putting on this fight, but um, I guarantee you that Tank Davis Promotions is all. Oh shit, my thing went out for a second, but I can see the fight happening. I just hope they wear headgear and stuff like in 10-ounce gloves because if they wear normal gloves, Jake would kill Logan. Logan actually has a really nice jab. I've seen him box before against your boy KSI. KSI's actually got a boxing fight coming up against Dylan Donis, who's a jiu-jitsu guy. He fights a little bit of MMA. He's fighting Dylan Donis next at his Misfits Boxing. But I watched Logan against KSI in their first fight, and I actually thought Logan looked really good. He's a lot bigger than KSI, and he's a lot bigger than Jake Paul. Like, I don't know why Jake and KSI don't fight. That's the fight to make for money. But I think Jake says he wants to win a world title in this sport, and you're not going to do it by fighting Logan Paul. You're not going to do it by fighting the guys who's been Mike Tyson either. But I mean, yeah, Jake would destroy Logan. Then that's why I don't think they would fight. I don't think Logan would do it. I know they're having some show or something. Yeah, he's all about his popularity, but like, dude, he could fight. He could fight Joe Schmo off the street, and he could get popularity like that. Showing some. I think they might be showing Roach versus Tank in the amateurs right now. They're showing some amateur footage. They did fight twice in the amateurs, and Davis beat him twice there, which is saying a lot because now if Tank can outbox Lamont Roach like he did in the amateurs, what chance does Lamont Roach have to win this fight? If he can't outbox Tank, he definitely ain't going to knock him out. Like, I mean, if Tank's a better boxer than you, you're in trouble against Tank. I just think there is a few guys out there that can outbox Tank. And I think Lamont Roach will do that for some of this fight. Props to watch they got for gambling advice. Davis to win in over 1.5 total knockdowns is minus 115. I like that. I like that. Because, well, maybe not. I don't know. 1.5 is weird because you got to think, like, does Tank get the KO here, which is a knockout, or a TKO where Lamont Roach is still standing, but you don't get credit for that knockdown. But Tank winning rounds 7 to 9 plus 250, that would probably be my prop. But like, I don't mess around with props or nothing like that. Like, I just bet who I think's going to win the fight. That's I always consider myself a bettor and not a gambler. Like betting the props and stuff like that, that's gambling. I like to bet. Nice atmosphere there. All right, it looks like they're gonna start the announcements right here. I'm actually shocked Jake's at this fight because they had a big fight. Subriel Matias was fighting in Puerto Rico, and that's where Jake lives now. And he does a lot for the boxing community of Puerto Rico. He builds gyms out there. He loves it out there. And he wasn't, but like he has no stake in anything in that fight. It's just like he loves Rico, and that's the one thing I love about Jake. Like he takes his popularity that he already has, and he brings it to places like Puerto Rico, and he helps that place grow. He helps the young fighters out there get money, get noticed. He holds cards out there in Puerto Rico, and just the fact that that place will sell out. So yeah, they're going to see Jake Paul, but they're watching these fighters, even though they're not there for that. Hey, at least there's eyes on these fighters, like from Puerto, like Amanda Serrano, who I've been watching for. I used to watch her little sister fight, Cindy, her older sister. Like Amanda Serrano, nobody would have known who she was if it wasn't for Jake Paul. Lamont Roach is walking out right now. Looks calm, cool, and collected. He's very confident in this fight. I mean, he thinks he's got Tank figured out. Every other Tank opponent says the same thing. Frank said the same thing. And I think when I see Lamont Roach, I see a little worse version of Frank Martin. A really good boxer, not too much power, especially when you're coming up a weight class. But coming up a weight class, it'll probably help his chin a little bit. It might take a little bit away from his speed, though, and he's going to need that speed. He's going to need the elusiveness to get the hell away from Tank. But Tank is just so precise with his punching. He's going to land on you, and it's gonna fucking hurt, dude. He lost to Jamal Herring. Like, Jamal Herring is not that good of a fighter. I mean, he was a world champion and everything. He was a former he was in the Army or the Marines. Like, shout out to Jamal Herring. But, like, when you're talking about the top of the top, Jamal Herring's nowhere. He's not in the same stratosphere as Tank Davis. Here comes Tank's intro. Jesus, that is a scary sight. All that Baltimore posse coming out. I don't know who this artist is he's got. Man, I would not want to mess with Tank's crew. You see anybody out in New York with a GTD shirt on, just stay away from them. Shout out to this guy for wearing friggin' chain wallets to the ring. Like me back in 1996. Tank coming down, taking his time. Veteran move. Keep Lamont Roach in that ring, just sitting there waiting, thinking. I wish they would say who this artist is, because I know Tank don't listen to good. Yeah, this guy doesn't look like anybody I'd be listening. Actually, that might be Jim Jones right there on the right. If that's Jim, I think that might be. Man, I don't know who that is. That might be like Dipset. It might be like Jim Jones, and I know Jim Jones and Cam got beef and everything right now, but dude, that might be Jim Jones. If that's Jim Jones, shout out to Tank Davis. That dude right there in the pink beanie. I think that's Jim Jones. I can't turn the volume up, so I can't listen to who's singing, but Burn, are you watching? Was that Dipset? I don't think Jim Jones can wear that rock the Dipset stuff anymore, because Cam's got that on copyright and they're beefing. Jim and Joel Santana. Nice. Yeah, see, I never knew what Joel's looked like, really, but I was like, that's Jim Jones. Wow, Jimmy Lennon Jr., let's go. Tank's wearing a Yankee hat. Smart idea in New York. The other thing I worry about with Tank is sometimes the guy's got so much going on in his personal life. He even talks about like he needs to start going to therapy and stuff like that. And boxing's not enough therapy for him. Like it makes me think that he might not be putting a lot into training. But until he shows me otherwise, I'm just going to keep betting him. Like he's just going to keep winning. Yeah, that's the thing, Gino. But like, you want to see Tank lose? You know who else everybody wanted to see lose? Floyd Mayweather. So there's another thing that Tank took from Floyd. He knows you'll get more popular. His fans will be with him to the end. He knows they're going to watch, but he wants to get the people to tune in to watch him lose, even though it's not going to happen until he fights Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion. Introducing Lamont Roach right now. Yeah, this is DC versus Baltimore. It don't get any better for the hood than this. Watch to win or lose. You still watch. Absolutely. It's 100%. Like that's like all publicity is good publicity, they say for business. It's true. Like, if I wanted to grow this YouTube channel, I would just like pick Tank Davis is a good fighter and shit on Shakur Stevenson or the other way around and just do that all the way down the line. Support Canelo and shit on David Benavidez or the other way around. I mean, that's what a lot of people do, but like, I like to support the sport. I like supporting all these fighters. I don't like Tank personally, but like, this isn't his personal life. This is him boxing. But yeah, and some of that, like, that's another thing. You don't know how much of that is calculated. I don't think it's calculated with Tank Davis. I think he probably is, in my opinion, like not a good human being for the most part. He could be calculating that just because, like I said, he's the second most popular fighter in the whole sport. And he's got that support, but the key to getting big, you have to have people hate you. Like, dude, Jake Paul. Jake Paul's the best at doing that. He probably has more haters, more people that tune into his fights want to see him lose. Because all of his fans, I don't think they watch boxing. But just announced Tank Davis, so we're about to get going here. Fighters coming to the center of the ring. I'd like to see how much taller. I think Lamont Roach is taller than him. Like, Tank's a small dude at 135. Yeah, Gino, like most people would laugh at that. Like, you're not wrong. You're 100% right. And it's in that order right there. Canelo, Tank Davis, and Jake Paul. People can say what they want about Jake Paul. He's not a real boxer, whatever. Like, I mean, they have set in stone fan bases, and they're all, besides Paul, like really good fighters. So you also got people like me who just love the sweet science. I'll watch anybody fight. I watched 4 boxing cards already today. I watched about 40 fights already today. But like, I will still tune in to watch Tank because I love to watch greatness. All right, start around 1. Tank kind of on the front foot. He's just standing in the center of the ring. Pause a jab out there, not much. Not much. Right hand to the body from Lamont Roach kind of lands. Yeah, Tank's not moving back. He's standing right there. Lamont Roach just looks terrified to open up, and I would be too. Tank usually, he's sitting there with his high guard. He's trying to get Lamont to throw. He's trying to get him to throw so he could gauge distance and just read his speed. Jab from Tank Davis, nothing really landed yet. Jab from Roach, nothing lands. Jab to the body from Davis, doesn't land. They're both a little bit out of range. But man, Tank's eyes are just locked in. Looking at those shoulders. That's another thing Floyd Mayweather used to do. Look at the guy's shoulders. The shoulder will tell you what punch he's going to throw. Floyd used to be able to tell by the rotation of your shoulder what punch you were throwing, and he used to calculate it in his head and throw a punch, and his would land before yours. That's what Tank does. Roach is coming forward, but Tank's not really backing up. Kind of lands a little short jab to the body. Tank not doing much. Another short jab to the body from Roach. You got a southpaw versus orthodox too, so usually that takes away the jab for the orthodox fighter. It's hard to jab against the southpaw because his right hand's up. Tank tried to throw a jab, left hand to the body for Tank, barely lands. Not much is going on here. But this is what Tank does. He starts very, very slow. But he's reading everything. Nice jab, left hand to the body from Tank. That's enough to win him this round already, in my opinion, because he's winning the ring generalship and defense of it as well. Little jab from Lamont Roach. Tank feigning, trying to draw something out of him. Tank throws a jab, runs across the ring, tries to throw a straight left, doesn't land. Jab from Roach. Right hook from Roach doesn't really land. I mean, that little sequence from Tank might have gave him that round. And he is the A-side fighter here, so maybe you give that round to Tank. I hate when people give 10-10 rounds. If you're going to give a 10-10 round, that might be like a 10-10 round because really nothing happened. But give the damn round to somebody. Yeah, Barry Hunter and Calvin. I thought Calvin Ford was his trainer. They got Barry Hunter as his number one, or as his lead trainer for this fight. Tank's kind of doing like Floyd used to do in his corner. Like he looks like he's not listening at all, but he's definitely taking it all in. He knows what he's got to do. So start around 2. Roach comes out on the front foot. Roach, he's afraid to open up. He's afraid to throw anything. He's kind of pushing Tank back a little bit. Yeah, not much going on here in round 2. They're both kind of just staring at each other, just like in round 1. Lamont Roach throws a jab, but nothing. Tank threw a little jab out there with nothing behind it, and Roach jumped back. Yeah, Roach throws a jab. It lands on the shoulder. Tank's just moving back, but man, Tank is just locked in. He's waiting for this dude to throw some. Nice straight right from Lamont Roach. It was very short, and he pulled it back very fast. and just not much going around. They're just kind of dancing around. And these punches that even when they throw one punch every 10 seconds, it's not landing. Tank just jumps forward with a quick 1-2, lands off the glove. Tank with a jab, left hand to the body. Another left to the body from Tank. Not really landing much, but if you're Roach, you got to win these rounds. These are the rounds you got to win. I mean, I know he doesn't want to get knocked out, but you got to win these rounds. You want to try to be comfortably up and then just be able to run away from this dude if you got enough rounds banked. Because he starts very slow, but Tank tries to bull rush him. Nothing really happens. Bull rushes him again, and then they kind of just hug. Nothing's landing clean, though. Not one clean land in this whole round. Man, it's tough to score. Not that I don't think it's going to come down to the scorecards, but tough round to score. Yeah, just dancing around, and there you go. The end of the round. It's really two very tough rounds to score. Yeah, Lamont Roach has got his dad in his corner, Chris Ray, David Jacobs, and Benjamin Johnson. Yeah, I wish I could have the volume up because I'd like to see what advice they're giving to Lamont Roach. Because I'd be interested to hear any trainer's advice on how the hell do you fight Tank Davis? How the hell do you fight this guy? Plus, he's a southpaw. I mean, it's just very difficult. Lamont Roach comes out, takes the center of the ring, but man, Davis is just waiting back there. Davis is throwing a lot of feints. Roach is coming forward, but very tentative, very tentative. Jab from Roach, misses by a mile. Yeah, Tank's going to come over that jab if he throws it too much. He's going to come over that and knock him out with a right hook if he does. Tank feinting. He's gonna throw something here. There he goes. Straight left hand. Misses, but he threw it. Straight left to the body. Kind of lands. Jab from Davis. Doesn't really land. Left hook to the body lands from Davis. Maybe the best punch of the fight. The Grim Reaper Roper. Oh. Is that from Great White Hype Burn? The Grim Reaper Roper or something like that? Yes. Oh, Tank with a right hook to the body. How about the best tattoo in combat sports, Alexander Melidenko, who has holding a baby tattooed on his back. Mont Roach is coming forward, a few nice jabs, but Tank's definitely winning this round. He landed a couple nice clean shots. And he's got some body work. And right hook from Tank doesn't land, and then Mont Roach throws a nice left hook to the body. Not based on Ricky Fatton. Hall of Famer Ricky Fatton. Ooh, left hand. Left hand from Davis kind of lands. Still just very tentative, but this is just the way Tank fights. Yeah, if that movie was based on anybody, it was based on my boy Jerry Cooney, whose glove is right there. Jerry Cooney, the great white hype, when he fought Larry Holmes. That was the highest grossing boxing match ever, actually. I mean, you can argue in this fight. I mean, Tank probably won these first three. Didn't really do much, but I got to give these first rounds to Tank Davis. When you can't go by clean punching, you can't go by effective aggression. That's why the criteria is there. You move down the line, then you come to defense and ring control. And they're both doing good defensively, but ring control is Tank Davis. That did not work out too. Ricky fell first into the turnbuckle. And then he went and fought Pacquiao. That didn't work out well for him either. But he ended Costa Zoo's career. Costa Zoo or Zab Judah. I think it was he might have beat them both. But yeah, Ricky Hatton, to be honest, like I know he made it in the Hall of Fame. He shouldn't have made it in the Hall of Fame. There's actually a great documentary that just came out called Hatton. I think like Showtime did it. It was nicely produced. Not much going on here. Got in the fourth. This is just just what Tank does. Roach goes down to the body with a straight right. If you're Roach, man, you got to do a little more. You got to do a little. I know you don't want to open up. He tries with a hook, but everything he's throwing is very, very basic. The punch stats are showing a lot more punches landed than I see land, but nothing's landing really clean. Because if Davis lands clean, Roach is going to sleep. Ooh, beautiful straight left from Tank. And it causes, now Roach opens up a little bit. Now it doesn't really land. Lead straight left from Tank, and then a left to the body. Ducks under the jab from Roach. Yeah, I just don't think Roach is defensively sound enough to be in there with a guy like Tank. Like I said, he's a poor man's Frank Martin in my eyes, and he's smaller. Roach throws a jab, and Floyd throws a straight left at the same time, and they both met at the same time. So that's how quick Tank is. His straight left got there at the same time as Lamont Roach's jab. Yeah, De La Hoya versus Pacquiao. Jesus. I don't know what the hell people were thinking with that fight. How about Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman? There's some easy money. Yeah, Davis is just dancing around, being very defensive. He's just trying to draw something out of Roach. Roach threw a nice screw uppercut that kind of landed. But these are all just rounds where ring generalship you just give to Tank Davis, and that's how he wins the rounds. He doesn't get hit a lot. Ring generalship, you got to give it to him. Kind of a nice right hand from Roach. Then Roach jabs him. I think Tank was saying he hit off the break. I hate this referee that's in there. I forget his name. He's the googly-eyed referee. Need to get my boy Tom Taylor in there. Yeah, I love the Lamont Roach's shirt. It's got like all these names crossed out, like McCrory, so and so. Like those guys stink that are on the back of that shirt. It's like, oh, who would have thought we'd beat Patrick McCrory? Like, that's the thing. If this fight goes all the way through 12 rounds like this, Lamont Roach still can't win a decision. And it's not going to go like this because Tank's going to end up knocking this guy out. But that's why you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if Roach and these little punches might have won round, but like if you're Roach, like you kind of think, hey man, I'm not getting knocked out. I'm kind of almost winning. So I'm not going to do anything. And then Tank Davis is just going to come on the front foot and you're going to get destroyed. But if you open yourself up, you're getting knocked out too. You're just going to get countered and get knocked out. Like it's just all up to Tank. Whatever he wants to do, they're just not doing much here. We're in the fifth round already. Like there hasn't been one real like clean punch that's landed the whole fight. And that's the first criteria you go on in judging. Little jab from Roach, but even when he throws his jab, it's right back. It's a very short jab and it's right back. It's not definitely not a power jab, which would be dumb. Straight right from Lamont Roach, kinda. But hey, at least he's throwing that because you should be terrified to throw that. Roach is definitely throwing more punches. They got him 97. Got a 97 for Lamont Roach, and Dave is slightly under that, but he's only thrown 70 punches. I think the over under for Roach's landed punches on this fight was 51, and I actually loved the over because I thought he would land a little bit more punches early, but he's landing a little bit here. But he just landed a mini left hook off of Tank's glove. Tank just laughs at him. Straight right from Roach. Oh, left hook to the body from Davis. Another left hook, right hook to the body from Davis. Right hook, left hook to the body from Davis. Roach winces after that. Maybe they caught him on the. Yeah, Roach with a straight right and a left hook. Straight right. Not really landing. Tank sticks his tongue out at the crowd. Jab from Roach. Tank Davis jab down to the body or straight left down to the body. Oh, 3 straight left hands from Tank Davis. One of them landed halfway. Burns, you see the shirt? Got that wire shirt you got me for Christmas. Got to support Tank. Yeah, see, now Roach is like trying to walk him down, but he's thinking. You can tell Roach is in there thinking, and it's something you're not really supposed to do in boxing. Like, you're thinking, you're not letting your punches flow. And I mean, I don't know what else you'd want the guy to do because it's the 6th round or whatever, and he's still there. Yeah, Tank's definitely listening to his corner. He's talking back with his corner. Like he's probably telling him, like, look, this is what I see. Make sure you're seeing the same thing. Yeah, little shoulder shrug in there. Yeah, Tank starts a 6th round on his back foot. Yeah, last round, oh, through 6 rounds, Roach has thrown 120 punches. And Tank's thrown like 80 something. Ooh, Tank's opening up here. Straight left to the body, right hook upstairs, straight left, almost a left hook. He's trying to wrap it around. I mean, Lamont Roach is coming forward with that high guard. Ooh, he tries to catch Davis with an uppercut coming in. Davis is feinting a lot, though. He's trying to draw something out of Roach, but Roach ain't throwing. Straight right by Roach, lands off the glove, but it landed. Jab by Roach, doesn't really land. It's another thing about Tank Davis. He might judge distance better than anybody in the sport. That's why you don't hit him. When you hit him, you don't hit him clean. Yeah, they're just sitting there staring at each other in the middle of the ring. Roach comes forward. He pays for it with a straight left from Tank. Ooh, straight left to the body by Tank. Left hand by Tank Davis. Roach kind of stalking him down, but this is where, like I said, he's kind of thinking too much. He's very hesitant. Roach straight left to the body, right hook. Straight left, right jab. And then he just bounces around the ring. He's trying to draw something out of Roach and get that highlight knockout. Tank doesn't like to go for knockouts. He likes them to come to him, which is I love that about the guy. Yeah, straight right hand from Roach. He's got Tank against the ropes, but this is Tank just going up against the ropes, hoping that Roach will open up. But Roach is smart. He's not falling into those traps, and these rounds can go any way. I mean, this fight could be 6 rounds and none Roach, 6 rounds and none Tank, 3 rounds of three. I mean, it's hard. It's very difficult to score these rounds. I'm scoring them for Tank because of the ring generalship and the clean punching. This fight is where Tank wants to be. But if you're Roach, like I said, man, you're there. You're there. You're not getting hit with anything clean yet. But I mean, it's coming. It's coming. Tank's just he's toying around with him right now. But when Roach isn't throwing a lot, it's very difficult for Tank to get a read on his speed and get the timing down and stuff because Roach ain't throwing much. But yeah, Tank landed a few clean punches there. That might have been Tank's best round, to be honest. Tank's got those leather looking shorts. Those are tough. So we're in this start around 7. I mean, it's halfway through the fight, and no one's really landed a very clean punch. It's just when Tank lands, he's throwing a lot more speed and power than Roach. Yeah, I mean, Larry Hazard he's got Tank up 5 rounds to 1. That's probably what I got, something like that. But if Roach was the A side here, which he's definitely not, you could give some of these rounds to Roach. Roach is trying now. He threw 4 or 5 punches. You know, straight right hand, right uppercut. It just doesn't land. Tank's very defensively sound. And now, when he starts to open, that's what Tank's going to counter. Yeah, Tank's just throwing feints at him, trying to get Roach to bite. He's not. Tank with a straight left hand, right hook combo. Doesn't really land anything clean, but it's somewhat landing. Roach with a mini left hook to the body, right hook upstairs, 4 or 5 punch combination. You just can't touch Tank. Tank throws a nice left hook and lands. So when Roach throws 4 punches that kind of or don't land, and then Tank just hits him with one left hook, he won that mini exchange. Ooh, left hook to the body, left hook upstairs for Roach. Not bad. Right hook. He's Roach is hitting him on the break. That terrible ref's not breaking it up properly. I forget that ref's name, but I don't like him. Roach, I mean, he's trying to open up. He's just terrified, man. He don't want to become a meme. Just staring at each other in the center of the ring. Tank leans forward with a straight left that doesn't land. But that's how confident Tank Davis is. He'll lead with a straight left hand. He'll lead with a hook. Roach, everything's working off the jab for him. Straight left from Davis. That was maybe the cleanest punch of the round. Couple straight rights from Lamont Roach. Left hook from Davis. Right hook to the body. Right hook to the body from Davis. Little shoe shine to the body from Roach. Decent uppercut from Roach. 7 rounds down. I mean, Tank's probably up 6 rounds to 1. Not very exciting fight yet, but that's the thing with Tank. It's always exciting because you're waiting for the knockout to happen, and it could happen at any time. And my one of the first YouTubers I ever started listening to was a guy named Richard Dwyer, and he's awesome for analysis on boxing. He always says knockouts cause amnesia, and that's the thing with Tank Davis. You forget how boring his fights are because he ends them all with a knockout. Yeah, Gino, that was probably the best round of the fight. And any of these rounds, they're going to be good because Roach opened up. And that's what Tank wants. And when Roach opens up, and if he lands, Tank gets pissed and he's like, I got to get that back. I got to get that back. So then Tank will start throwing. But it's all up to Roach to make this an exciting fight. But I don't blame the guy for just trying to survive in there against fucking Tank Davis. Because let me tell you, you lose a decision to Tank Davis, that'll open up some fucking doors for you. Because you didn't get knocked out. But this is the sweet science of the sport. It's a chess match right here. It's just Tank's winning slightly, but it doesn't matter if you crush a guy for a round or something like 10-9 rounds or 10-9 rounds. Roach trying to come forward, trying to pop that jab out there, but Davis is just waiting to pounce, man. Yeah, anytime they get in close and Tank tries to tie up, Roach is trying to hit him, which the smartest thing he's done all fight. Try to rough Tank up there on the inside. Try to pull like Floyd when he knocked out Victor Ortiz or something like that. Roach with that jab, tries to throw a big right hand. He almost got clocked. Davis didn't throw the punch, but he saw it. He could have knocked him out right there. And it just takes one mistake. Tank always says, you got to be right. You got to be right for 36 minutes. I only got to be right for 3 seconds. And see, now Roach is trying to open up, but Tank is right there for the counter. So he tried backing up Tank against the ropes, and Tank just landed a straight left hand. And now all of a sudden, Roach doesn't want Tank against the ropes. Not much going on, just staring at each other in the ring, in the mid center of the ring. This time Tank opens up. Oh, Roach caught him with a beautiful straight left counter because Tank tried going on the front foot. Tank tried going first, which he doesn't like to do. Tank is a knockout artist, but he doesn't like to come off the front foot that much. But I think Tank knows that I need to do something here to get this to be a fight. Because Roach will sit back here all day and do this and lose a decision. He doesn't care. Straight left to the body or left hook to the body from Davis. Beautiful punch. Speed, time, accuracy is great for Davis. But Roach is hanging in there. He's hanging in there. Oh, overhand right from Tank Davis kind of lands. And then he just kind of goes in for the hug. He lands the punch, goes in for the hug. Like that's Floyd Mayweather stuff right there. End around 7, I believe that was. I mean, 7 rounds to none, 6 rounds to one. Whatever you want to call it. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's not like Roach was doing a bad job in there. Now, the other thing somebody I did hear say today was they thought Tank might carry Roach because they did used to train with each other and shit back in the amateur days. Um, Roach landed the cleanest shot in that round though with that counter right hand. Just because Tank was coming forward and when Roach hit him, it knocked him off balance. He still didn't win the round, but yeah, so start around 9. They gave the last 2 rounds to Roach. So they got 3 rounds for Roach. They got 75-77 for Tank Davis. And in some of those early rounds, you could easily give to Roach. So this could be an even fight on the scorecards. Yeah, you're probably right, Gino. Like he's not winning by much. It's just like, yeah, because Tank's not doing much. Oh, Tank just took a knee. What the fuck? Tank just took a knee out of nowhere. I don't know what the hell just happened. Roach landed a jab. He might not have had his mouthpiece in. Maybe some Vaseline got in his eye or something. I wish I could turn the sound up, but yeah, now Tank's gonna come after him. Yeah. Now it's turning into a little fight here. Tank's coming after him with hooks and coming in and holding. Standing in close. Right hook. Yeah. Tank, no jabs whatsoever. This is power boxing right here. Roach is hanging in there, though. Because now that was considered a knockdown, that's a 10-8 round for Lamont Roach. Even if Tank Davis wins the rest of this round, it's still a 10-8 round for Roach. I'm pretty sure that's a mandatory thing in boxing now that a knockdown is an automatic 10-8 round. So, Tank, you got 3 more rounds to do it, but 30 seconds left in this round unless you get a knockdown. It's a 10-8 round for Roach. Ooh, beautiful right hand from Roach. I hope there's not something wrong with his eye. I don't know if maybe they got Vaseline in his eye. I don't know why he took that knee. The sound up. It's the end of that round, and that's a 10-8 round for Frank Martin. Gino, if you're listening in, what the hell did Tank Davis go down for? He just got hit with a jab, and there you go. See, that's the only thing I could think of. Vaseline in his eye. He seems to be yelling at his coach now. Yeah, he's wiping his face with a towel. Like, but dude, you can't just take a knee like that. Like, man, what are you doing, Tank? Yeah, Frank Martin just hit him with a jab, and Tank just took a knee, and then he ran over to his corner, and probably, I'm assuming he asked him to get a towel. What are you doing, dude? Tank, dude, you can't do it. I'm sure he can't see, but you can't take extra time in your corner. He just took extra time in his corner and told somebody, you got to wipe this out of my eye or whatever. But this fight just evened right up because now Tank, if he can't see out of that eye, now it's somewhat of an even fight. But this is where Tank becomes Tank Davis in these last 3 rounds. And I mean, according to their scorecard, they got it even. So whoever wins 2 out of these last 3 rounds, if it goes to the scorecards, is going to win. Tank's starting to throw a little more, starting to open up. This is probably where Lamont Roach is going to get more complacent because he just had a good round. What? Oh, maybe they didn't. Gino, they didn't call that a knockdown? He took a knee. He took a knee during the fight. I mean, that has to be a knockdown. I don't care if it was from Vaseline or whatever. You take a knee, your glove hits the ground, your knee hits the ground. It's a knockdown. Yeah, yeah, I said it from the beginning. This ref sucks. It's 100% a knockdown. It's up to the ref to stop the fight if he's got Vaseline in his eye. But that's why it takes the A side of this. I do not agree with that though. That was a knockdown, and I hope the announcers are jumping on him for that. Roach is coming forward. He's throwing 3 and 4 punches. They're all landing on Tank's high guard. Man, only a minute left to go in this round, and I mean Roach probably winning it. Roach is off his back foot. Tank with a beautiful left to the body. Yeah, Roach is landing. Tank with a nice straight left. Kind of a right hook from Tank, but he gets countered. Davis with a nice left hand over the top. Um, Left hook to the body. And this is not Tank Davis. This is not what we know. Not these last couple rounds. And it might be because he's got something in his eye, but he's usually, I mean, he lands with precision. Nice left hook to the body. I think it was a little low. Roach shoulder rolls when Tank lands. Straight left from Tank. Yeah. I mean, Roach. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's losing that round, and like this is where he needs to step it up. You don't know how those early rounds were scored. I mean, maybe he does because he's the A side in this whole thing. Yeah, Burn. There's going to be one-way communication in that corner, and that's Tank telling the corner what to do. I mean, Kelvin Ford's a really good trainer, but that's why. I mean, corners are very important in boxing because a corner, yeah, like if they tried to tell him, like there would just be arguing in that corner, and that's what you do not want to see. One at his corner. He keeps wiping his eye. Like, I mean, we'll see, Gino. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's winning those early rounds. So happened, you could give those rounds to Roach. That's okay. That's how they have it. Larry Hazard has it. Um, yeah, Roach would have to win the next 2 to get a draw, but Tank, you got to win at least one of these rounds to get a win. Tank with a left hook. He's got a little more urgency here. Straight left from Tank, not really landing. Left hook over the top from Tank. And Tank definitely is compromised. I believe his eye, he can't see out of it. And he's in there. He's just he's not used to this. So it's just a little different for him. Like, this isn't Roach doing anything special. It's just this is usually how Tank fights, but then he just flips that switch and he's on God mode. I mean, Roach is probably winning this round. Roach coming forward with a jab. Straight left. Ooh, straight left. It cracks Davis. Now a few body shots, but that straight right's going to win Roach this round. Davis is hitting him low. Which, yeah, he's hitting him low. All right, the ref finally got in there. Don't take a point away. He's right, though. Tank was hitting him low. And I don't know why you're throwing hooks to the body. If your eye's compromised, like, you're taking your hands down and you're open for the counter, which is what Roach is doing. He's hitting him with the counter shots in that bad eye. Little shoe shine from Roach down to the body. Now 4-punch combination from Roach doesn't really land, but that shit looks really good to the judges. Left hook to the body from Roach. Roach won this round. Tank might be bleeding out of his nose, man. What? Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I mean, like I said, yeah, yeah, no shit. And he don't have a lot of last rounds. I think he's only went to decision like once or twice. But dude, you got to do something. I mean, it don't look like his eye ain't that red or anything. Like, I don't think he's that messed up, but it's going to be real interesting, the decision. But, but this is why, like, I mean, this is why, like, in the earlier rounds, you don't fuck around because something could happen. And now Roach is winning all these later rounds. And even if Davis won those rounds, you didn't win them by that much. So you can't argue if you lose those rounds. This could be a wide decision for Lamont Roach. Tank could be the one needing a knockout here. Tank's at the center of the ring. Man, Roach is just standing there in the center of the ring waiting for him. Let me tell you, win or lose, Tank's stock went way down. Y'all talk shit about my boy Shakur Stevenson. Here's your boy struggling with Lamont Roach, who lost to Jamal Herring. Tank's talking to him in there. Yeah, it's just like, I wish we had another 5-6 rounds. Because, I mean, this fight has been an absolute dud so far. Beautiful right hand from Lamont Roach, counter from Davis, but then Roach comes back with a jab. A 1-2-3 from Lamont Roach. Davis is coming forward. He can't do anything. I gotta think his eyes all fucked up because he's done Tank Davis stuff to guys that are way better than Lamont Roach and way more defensively sound. Maybe not way better than Lamont Roach, but they've been better. And they've been at the same weight class. last minute of this round. That's the most important minute of Tank Davis's career. I mean, Tank, you got to win this round, dude. Left hook, yeah. He's just the one. He's the one afraid to throw now. I mean, Roach is winning this round. Man, Tank can't land anything. I got to give him the benefit of the doubt and think, yeah, it's there. It's there. He just can't land. And I'm assuming he can't see. I'm assuming his eyes fucked up because this ain't Tank. But this is what I said from the beginning. This is the problem when you rely on your power. And then when you need it and you can't get a knockout, you can't outbox people. You can't outbox guys like Lamont Roach. There's 15 guys in this division that would beat the shit out of Lamont Roach. And Tank Davis probably just lost a decision to him on my card. And you know what else? That knockdown that they didn't count, if this goes to a draw, that knockdown, if you count that, Tank loses the fight. Yeah, Tank, your eye don't look like you're fucking bothering you now. He's standing up on the ring post. That's what I'm saying. You can't take a knee. If you take a knee, it's an automatic knockdown, and I can't believe. I'm pretty sure the New York State Athletic Commission has a you can review stuff on video review. Like, what did the ref not see him take a knee? I know he saw him go over to the corner. Like, dude, that's not your call. And how about this? If you turn your back and run to your corner, some refs can call that a DQ. You can't turn your back in the game of boxing. But I mean, this is all going to come down to those early rounds, and they were all close. I scored a lot of them for Tank, but he looks at the ref, takes a knee, and then runs back to his corner. No. Yeah, David, that's the problem with knockout punchers. When you get up to this level, what happens when you can't knock the guy out? You get outboxed. Cuz he's not a great pure boxer. He just does what he does. That's what Tank actually does ring generalship very well. But if you don't throw and land punches, you have to do a little something in there. Oh, absolutely, there can be a draw, and that's what I think we're heading towards is a draw. Because I don't think Tank won. I scored this fight for Lamont Roach 7-5, but 6 rounds to 6 rounds, you could easily see that. But that's why that stupid knee. I mean, but like I'm telling you, A-side decision. This could be a fight where every single one of those early rounds, because I've seen a lot of fights where like Tank's clearly losing the fight, but even when he gets the knockout, they had him up on the cards anyways. Yeah, and dude, if I was Roach, like you can't appeal anything or any. You might be able to do something with that knockdown, but like I would be pissed if I was Lamont Roach. But I'm telling you what, like Roach, the best that can happen here, maybe even better than a win, is a draw because then you know the rematch is coming, and that's another huge payday for you. Because if he wins this fight, I don't know where he goes from here. Maybe they would have a rematch with him and Tank again, win or or lose or draw or whatever. But I think Lamont Roach won this fight. But A-side decisions happen in boxing. They're announcing the scorecards. Draw. Draw. Majority draw. Yeah, I heard it a little bit there. So one moron gave the fight for Tank Davis. Don't agree with that at all. The other two went with a 114 scorecard. That's an okay scorecard, but this is boxing. Tank Davis he brings in a lot of money to this sport. These judges are like, there's no confusion on who brings the money in here. And the judges know that, and they're going to give the guy the A-side decision. It's wrong because I don't think he won that fight. But if you gave him like those rounds where you gave like one out of the first 6 rounds Roach, if you give all of them to Davis, then he can lose the last 6 rounds, which she probably fucking did. But you're right, Gino. Like, that's another thing. Like, yeah, he didn't get that loss, but let me tell you, a draw to Lamont Roach looks really fucking bad on your resume. Go look at Keyshawn Davis's resume. See if it's got anything as bad as a Lamont Roach draw. Nope. Raymond Muratalla. Nope. William Zepeda. Nope. Eddie Cruz. Nope. Shakur Stevenson. Definitely nope. Keep laughing at my boy Shakur Stevenson for putting on boring performances and just going out there and winning 12 out of 12 rounds. And keep supporting this asshole Tank Davis. Yeah, dude, he's going to blame it on his eye. And like, dude, this is the thing. Like, Tank Davis's fans don't give a shit. They're going to support him either way. And then they're going to be like, dude, Lamont Roach was a lot better than we thought. No, he wasn't. He lost to Jamal Herring a couple of years ago. All right. Have a good night, Gino. Thanks for staying on, bud. Sorry for that fight on behalf of boxing. But Tank's saying, so I can't turn the volume up, but I mean, I'm sure he's giving Lamont Roach his props, but dude, Tank, you lost that fight, bro. And now we're going to get the rematch. So this just sets back the division a little more. You know what doesn't set back the division? When Shakur Stevenson just beats the shit out of the guy for 12 rounds and wins every single round, and they're not even competitive. Man, I'm telling you, like, I can't wait to make a video on this tomorrow because I love Tank Davis. He's a great fighter and everything, but every time I say Shakur Stevenson would outbox this guy, people laugh. Yeah, dude, if that happened, like, I have been listening to it, so I can't, like, I got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Something was in his eye. But I've watched fighters fight through broken orbital bones, broken noses, blood streaming all over their face. You don't think that blood's in their eye? Like, you got a little grease in your eye? And let me tell you, I didn't see him wiping his damn eye after the fight when he was running up and climbing up on the ropes. Like, if your eye is that messed up right after the fight, you're trying to clear that shit out with water. And he also, like, I think his corner was very inexperienced. Like, I think that's probably your cut man's job or whatever, but you got to have something in your corner to, like, hey, if he gets something in his eye, this is how we do it. Not rubbing it in with a towel to irritate it more like an idiot every round. Dude, look, Tank's happy as shit right now. He's smiling like a motherfucker. Oh, poor Lamont Roach doing his interview as everybody's walking out of the building. I can only imagine what he's saying. Because win or lose, he keeps his title anyway. So even if he loses this fight, he just goes and resumes the rest of his career at 130 as the champion. You know, just like Navarrete did. Navarrete tried coming up to 135. He lost his shot at the title there. Still kept his title at 130, and then he just stays there. Yeah, but like, bad performance. People are not going to remember, like, 5 months from now, if they don't, whenever they're going to get this rematch, I'm sure it'll be soon. 5 months from now, people are not going to be remembering that there was freaking Vaseline in his eye for the last 4 rounds or whatever. And not for nothing, like if you're Tank Davis and he's Lamont Roach and you're a 25-1 favorite, what is Lamont Roach still doing there in round 9 when you got the grease in your eye? So answer me that, Tank fans. But yeah, I feel really bad for Lamont Roach and real good at the same time because he's going to get another huge payday. Damn. That's crazy. That is crazy right there. I can't wait to see what everyone's going to be saying on social media. I know I'll probably just wait till tomorrow, make a video on this and everything because I want to rewatch the last couple rounds of the fight and listen to his corner or something. But like, if it was bothering him, for me, without the volume on and everything, it didn't look like it was bothering him that much. I mean, I give him the benefit of the doubt because he did not fight like himself in those last 4 rounds. And if that was a strategy to just download information, pick up his timing and everything, then I'm going to go knock him out. Well, what happens when something happens and, that knockout's not going to be there? Like, Lamont Roach is not that good. Shout out to Lamont Roach for having a great fight, but he's not that good. And yeah, like Gino said, like that perfect record's gone, dude. Yeah, turn this up a little bit so I can hear it, but crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Check and see if my boy 3D Box, he's got I think he'll be going live after this. Yeah, not yet, but yeah, I'll hang on here for a little bit more. Yeah, that fucking Puello decision too. I bet Sander Martin in that fight. I thought Sander looked good. I actually scored that fight a draw, and he won by split. Puello won by split decision. I'm not mad at that decision. Um, Sander Martin, man, he just he's a very, very talented fighter. It's just sometimes judges don't go his way because of the way he fights. He's very annoying. He's kind of tough to watch at times. But let me tell you one thing. You watch the highlights in this fight, and I don't know, like, you can't make a highlight video that's good for Tank in this fight. It's just you watch Tank and he's got that aura about him. It's almost like you're watching, waiting for something to happen. So you're like, not much is happening. Tank's just going to come through. He didn't tonight. He didn't. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what the hell happened with Tank Davis, but definitely ain't gonna see him for Shakur for at least another 2 years now. They're gonna have to let that marinate. And now it's got to build itself all the way back up. And I don't want to hear anybody talking about how Tank Davis would destroy Shakur Stevenson now. I don't want to hear it from anybody. That dude's gonna have to go fight fucking Tevin Farmer next. Yeah, pay-per-view's over. But I mean, damn. Not a good look for Tank Davis. Jonas Tellis won. Puello won. Gary Russell gets the performance of the night, in my opinion. Gary Russell looked amazing on this card. Shout out to Lamont Roach. I scored the fight for him 7-5, but the loser on this card, it wasn't Sandor Martin, it wasn't Valenzuela. Valenzuela looked terrible, but it's Tank Davis. Tank Davis, now you got that whatever 0-1 at the end of your record, and it does not look good. I still think he's one of the best fighters on the planet, but this is what happens when you don't have a really good resume and you don't absolutely dominate fights. People are going to look at this and they're going to be like, you got hype checked. I don't think he did personally, but people are going to say that. They're going to say, Jamal Herring beat that guy by decision. Jamal Herring. Okay. Jamal Herring was never looked at anywhere close to a top 10 pound for pound guy. He beat that guy at 130. You drag this guy up from 135 pounds. Not only do you not knock him out, you go to a decision and you get an A-side decision. That's what people are going to say, especially people that don't like Tank Davis. That's what they're going to say. I don't agree with all of it. Tank's still a great fighter, but this is going to be a thing where, like, there's a saying I always say is, uh, look good today or win today, look good tomorrow. That's what Tank's going to do. When they have a rematch, I think Tank is going to go, just going to knock him out within 4 rounds probably. Tank will be off his front foot. He ain't going to fuck around. He's going to make everybody forget about that damn draw. Because I still don't think, like, look, Lamont Roach fought the fight he needed to have to do to win, but it's just, he didn't look that great in that fight. He survived in there against Tank Davis because even before that shit happened with his eye, Tank Davis is still Tank Davis, and you stood in there and you were still there, and anything can happen in those last 4 rounds. And Tank got fucking grease in his eye, and you took advantage of it. So, shout out to Lamont Roach for doing that. Man, his world could have changed right there. But yeah, I mean, I'll take the draw. I just got him on a bunch of parlays and shit. So it doesn't hurt it, but yeah, but Tank didn't land anything clean. I mean, go watch all Tank knockouts. Like, the thing is, this is how every single Tank fight looks. What he fought tonight, this is how every single Tank fight looks. And then he gets the knockout, and everyone's like, dude, you see Tank dominate that guy? No, I didn't, because he didn't. He just knocked him out at the end. But this is why I always say, like, it's way more impressive to win 12 rounds against somebody like Shakur Stevenson does than knock people out, because Tank, you're giving away rounds or whatever, you're still losing them, and you're losing them to guys. Tank doesn't have one win inside the top 10 in the 135 pound division, not one. So yeah, you're knocking these guys out, but you're not even dominating them. You're not dominating them throughout the actual boxing match. And, like, I just don't know where Roach goes from here, because now Roach has titles. He has a title at 130. They're going to make him they have a mandatory for that. He's going to have to fight him eventually. He's going to have to maybe give up that belt at 130 to take this rematch, because I don't think whatever belt he's got, if it's a WBC or whatever, they're not going to let him skip over mandatories. They let him for this fight because it's fucking Tank Davis. But they just can't hold up the rest of that 130-pound division just so you can go fight 2 fights at 135. If you fight 2 fights at 135, okay, guess you fight up there now. I mean, it's under, extenuating circumstances or whatever, but damn. Yeah, this is it's a crazy day of boxing. We had that Paddy Donovan piece of shit ref out in Belfast, Ireland, robbed Paddy Donovan of his biggest win of his career. Fucking DQ'd him at the end of the fight when he knocked out Lewis Crocker, and then this shit happens. I don't know which was more surprising. I mean, definitely the thing, but that stoppage I saw earlier was I've never seen it before in boxing, and I've watched thousands of fights, thousands. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get the hell off of here, and regroup for the next weekend. There ain't shit on for boxing next weekend, but it just got to regroup. Freaking terrible night on that damn UFC card. I lost 3-1 favorites back to back to back. But did good on the rest of the card, but it's just a fucking weird day. And then Tank gets a draw. So instead of winning all those parlays, they just take the Tank thing out of there. But I'm kind of happy to get out of there with a draw because he lost the fight. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Have a good night, Burn.